Did we do it? Did we make it?
I think we did.
So
we're trying to pull that. We're trying to do that Red Panda Mining intro where we make everybody wait 15 minutes before we actually go live.
Ouch. This is our first time on location at a facility during a live stream, so it's going to be interesting. First time using this handheld gimbal and audio and phone and all that fun stuff. So we'll see how it works out.
Yeah, right. So, John, where are you?
I am it's actually an old cannery, believe it or not. This was a building that was rehabbed by a local land developer and is now a shared space / co-op. We were nice enough to befriend him, and he's letting us use this upper half of the warehouse.
Nice.
So this
you don't
is where
have to yell.
Sorry, I'm not trying to yell. I think it's just an echo.
It looks like an old world building, they said.
It is. It's so it's actually all wood frame. It was built in the 1920s. It's brick exterior, wood frame interior. Let me see if I can get in front of one of these beams here. I mean, the beam is as big as my head. It's an 8-10-inch beams that run through this building to hold everything up. So the electricians are working downstairs, and as they punch through here, it will get loud, so I will probably mute my microphone as they punch through the floor. But if you guys have electrical questions, I'll bug him while he's working.
No, so the wiring is not from the 1920s.
No.
If at some point maybe we could try to talk John into going downstairs and he can show you some of the switchgear stuff. It's actually fairly new equipment, but we can do that for later. So how many rigs are we launching there? That's a good question.
I think 50, roughly. There's I'll spin my camera here. We'll go into it.
So this location was specifically set up just for our mishap, right? The hurdles that we're going through with the power at the castle right now, and basically not re-energizing that facility until our 5 megawatts is up and running. And this is just basically going to be for our clients that have opted in to occupy this space. So John has a little bit of the stuff there. We're gonna have a couple racks here. Nothing extravagant or crazy. There's our PDU. That's a 200 amp PDU right there.
So remote managed.
Yeah, all remote managed. So yeah, a lot of units that are going to be actually here. Our 5 megawatt facility, that's obviously where everybody's going. But we've only had a few clients of ours that they want to stay running. They want to be occupied or not occupied. Man, dude, I'm still tired and still trying to wake up.
Well, let you wake up. I'll introduce you guys to our special guest, Fred Murray. Yeah. Murray and Sons Electrical.
Hey, how are you?
If you guys have any electrical questions, these guys are the folks to ask. They've been helping us over at the Coastal Crypto Farm for quite some time. Great company to work with. I mean, they're on point. Whatever we need, whatever hoops we ask them to jump through, they're on it. So they've been fantastic.
Yes.
John has the.
So somebody asked, what's the brand of the PDU? I don't think it has a brand.
Custom. They're custom made for us.
Yeah.
They're cutting through the floor right now, so I'll walk away from the saw.
I hope John has a cart, otherwise his back is super Saiyan.
I pick
Uh,
things up, I put them down. I'm all right.
Yeah. John definitely is our hard labor, manual labor.
I'm trying to get a shot of the front of the building, so you guys can see the old conveyor. There we go. The bridge that was an old conveyor bridge that moves the goods from one area of the cannery to the other. But we're over here on the north facing side of the building, which has been remodeled. The south side still is being worked on. It's a pretty cool place. I mean, you don't see a whole lot of these wood structured buildings anymore. The local fire department actually uses this building to train.
Oh, nice. Hence the fire extinguishers.
Yes. Well,
So
they're
we'll definitely be putting some fireproof testing to this then, I guess, right?
yeah. I'm gonna try jumping in the elevator here and see if hopefully I don't cut out on you guys.
So yeah, this isn't Ask Me Anything though. So if you guys have questions, we have our electrician. Obviously, he's working back there. Feel free to chime in on the any electrical questions. I'll go over the one that we got in Discord recently. Ask us anything. Update on the mine. I actually just sent out an email the other day. I meant to actually post in Discord, so I'll pull that email up and we'll go over that together. But yeah, this is just basically John wanted to do an on-site on-site live. I don't know.
Oh, my brother's he's a producer. He's into film. It's what he went to school for. So he sent me all his old gimbals and all his old stuff. So I wanted to give it a shot, play around with it. Yeah, the place was a gym at one point. The Hulk. But here's our main service coming in. So this is a 1200 amp service. It is set up to be sub-metered, but we're bypassing all the sub-metering because we're going to be pulling directly from these two slots here. 200 amps and another 200. Pretty neat building. I'm excited to kind of play around with what's going on here. The owner of the property's real nice guy, willing to work with us. Oop, excuse me.
What does that say? If he dies, he dies.
It was a gym, so I guess that's for motivation. I don't know.
If he dies, he dies. Yeah, I guess that is motivating, right? If he dies, he dies.
Lift it.
Right. All right. So mine update to the mine. The power company came back with a bill to get us power, get us to the power that we consume, and that's just left a bad taste in our mouth. And with what's coming soon down the road, it doesn't make sense for us to entertain the castle location and pour any more funds into it. So then we've told our clients, if you're okay with having machines rest until we get to our 5 megawatt facility, as stated in a previous email, these can sit powered down rent free until we move. Regarding the co-op location, John is in the process of finishing the temporary setup. That's literally what they're working on today. And we should start energizing midweek to end of week, no later than the end of this week, with some of the units. I know a few of you have already committed to the location. Kind of talked about that earlier already. At our 12-cent kilowatt hour rate, or we discuss plans until your move or our move. There is still room here if anyone is interested. And it would be at the 12 cents kilowatt rate. If you're not have already reached out to us, please reach out to us. If you are a host and you're watching this later on, most of you guys have reached out to us in one way, shape, or form. I know there's a couple still that have not, but again, feel free to reach out to us. We can discuss your journey, whether it still be just sitting and waiting, whether it be booting up here at our co-op facility, or if you just want to wait until, or you want to part ways. It's your business. So, we're not going to stop you from doing anything that you want to do. I know that mining is crucial right now, and not mining it sucks. So we know, because we're not mining, we're literally setting up another facility trying to figure this out. So the expectation of the 5 megawatt facility is sometime we take possession in July at some point. We don't know exact date, but that's where our expectations are. And anyone powered on at the co-op will be moved over ASAP. And then we bring the rest of the mine over all in one get-go, so we can get everybody online and back to our normal rates. So how much room y'all got? We got about 1,200 amps here at this location. We are not taking any new clients, all for the time being. Now, once we get to our 5 megawatt facility and pre-planning for that facility, we are more than happy to take new clients and preparing for that for our 5 megawatt facility, and basically getting the deposit satisfied, lining you up on the list, just getting like all of the interest, usage set up, things like that. Foreman, all that fun stuff to energize you in August. But for our current clients and anybody that just recently came in anticipation for us going to the 5 megawatt facility, this co-op facility is just for them. So it's all current clients. It's all, in all of our existing clientele that we have booked on our records, or whatever you want to call it, for the current time being. If you are new and you want to come and host with us, our 5 megawatt facility is going to be at 9 cents kilowatt hour. We have no minimums, but the deposit is, if you buy machines from us, 1 month of your power consumption. If you are just sending us machines that you bought from someone else, it's 2 months of your assumed power consumption. And again, that will be ready and live for you guys in August. So I hope that answers your question also, RD27.
We do it just for you guys.
Yeah.
We'll break my back to make sure you guys can mine.
Yeah, maybe. So we've been, the current owner of this building has been very generous to us. And so they're also looking for something a little bit long-term. So I don't know. We're still trying to figure out what that kind of looks like for us if we want to. But right now it's just, we're on a month-to-month with him. And the intention of how John's setting this up is literally temporary. So we're not trying to be invasive on the building at all. And basically just, if we could have just put everything in a container and dropped it off, that would have been ideal. But this is how we're setting it up. So it's really just meant to be temporary solution. And let's see, how do I get one of those? We could sell it to you. They're 200 amp PDUs, and they can run.
Oh, that's good. Making magic happen as we speak. Be mining some crypto real soon. I need some cardboard though. I gotta protect myself.
The end all be all cardboard.
Cardboard.
These pipes.
That's all. That's actually that's cable. That's electrical cable. three aught, right? So heavy stuff. So we have 400, and we have a couple 200 amps along this side. So we're putting in another 400 for upstairs and maybe a couple smaller 200s, depending on how much space we have available. So we don't want to take up all this guy's power. He's been very nice to us, letting us kind of jump in here last minute.
So to answer RD27's question, just DM us on Discord or Twitter, and we can go over. We can sell them to you if you want one of the PDUs. Do you have any updates on the remaining E9 Pros by chance and where they stand? So we have a batch right now in customs. It just cleared this morning. DHL is really good about getting units to us within a reasonable time frame when they actually clear customs. So John should be getting some notifications here soon, tomorrow or the next day, as to a shipment dropped off. And then John's not holding anything. If it's not staying at the mine, John doesn't really hold anything too long. So then shipment notifications through our automated system should kick out and go from there. I don't know if that's like the remaining amount of them, just because we have a lot of different things coming in. But I know that it is the rest of the live stream promos that you guys did from a couple streams ago. And then it is a decent amount of our regular E9 batches. So just keep an eye out on the email. They just cleared customs. John's not going to keep them for very long. We're just going to turn it right around and push them out the door if they're not staying at the mine. That panel is sexy, John. That's a whole lot of copper. I know you guys got to keep the secret. You don't want those meth heads coming around. When is the Kadena KA3 gonna be discounted? When the project goes to zero? I mean, it's almost already there, but I don't know. It's still hovering around 8K right now. It's the most efficient Kadena miner, so unless something else comes and rivals it, I don't expect the price to really come down for a while. And then I don't know if you guys had seen the website. We were trying to be funny. I don't know where other distributors are coming with their price. I think they're just guessing at this point and maybe taking a lead. But the KS3, the Kaspa Bitmain miner, we were just trying to be funny, and we put a post out. Or not a post, we just posted on our website, and somebody dropped it to Red Panda Mining. We can pre-order those, but we still really don't know what pricing is sitting at because of how Bitmain's doing their contests. I would not pre-order with anybody else whatsoever, just because, again, pricing is still all up in the air. So if you're going to commit to any pricing on anybody's scale, it's just... I know that there's been a couple other distributors. They're putting it roughly around 30K. Like, there's no indication that it's going to be 30K. Let's just take that off the table. It may, who knows exactly how much the price is going to be, and everybody's throwing their guesses out because of Bitmain's current promotion or gimmick that they have going on. Just wait, and we'll put it in. And our goal, because we are Kaspa fanboys when it comes to mining Kaspa and things like that, we're going to try to be the cheapest on the market when it comes to the pre-order. So just hold, please, for anybody catching this even down the road. Do not pre-order the Kaspa miner. I mean, you can. We're not going to stop you. We have a live button if you want to, but you're committed at that point. whether it be 1 or 4 or whatever, especially at our price.
We're still over here waiting on some K3s that we pre-ordered for customers. So, Bitmain's not real reliable when it comes to these pre-orders.
Exactly. Just for a few days, right? Bitmain's marketing team sure does know how to get the crypto space buzzing for a few days.
I mean, what we've seen them do before in the past is they'll do this kind of launch and they'll get the buzz going. I mean, the whole contest is see what the price is. They're trying to see what you guys are willing to pay for the machine, right? So once they figure out, okay, so here's a reasonable average that most people are willing to pay for the KA3, they're going to start taking pre-orders, and then they're going to start manufacturing in bulk. Right now, they probably only have maybe 50 or 100 of them that they're mining with and testing firmware and going through all the bullshit. Once they start having pre-orders, then they're using the pre-order to pay for manufacturing. Seems to be kind of the end-all be-all solution for a lot of these manufacturers. We saw it with the M2, and we know the quality that we've been struggling with the M2s. Bitmain's a much larger facility, and we hope that they have better quality control than the manufacturers of the M2. But it's not uncommon or unheard of to see that kind of situation play out.
Dude, we have had machines, E9 Pros, come to us dead on arrival. So quality when it comes to any of these manufacturers, like people, I remember someone recently said to me, because they're struggling with their M2, and they're like, Bitmain just makes Bitmain is just built differently. And I almost wanted to just come back and now I'm gonna just say it out loud, like they're not. Their quality sucks just as much as any other manufacturer. It's just, we're dealing with the smaller manufacturers, so they don't on the M2, and
they're probably cutting costs on the same materials and chips and thermal compound and the little stuff, right? That we're having issues with the M2s, where the guys over at Bitmain, their quality is lacking on the assembly portion of it, but they're getting higher quality parts, if that makes sense. So they're trying to bump out all these products on these assembly lines, and that's where their quality is faulting, versus a smaller manufacturer who's trying to cut corners and save costs buying cheaper materials and chips and thermal compound.
Should have bought 2K of CASP instead of the M2. Shake my head. So that right there tells me you bought this machine for the wrong intention. Like, it's great that it can mine Casper right now, but it is an FPGA at the end of the day, and it can mine more than just one specific algorithm. Now, obviously, the algorithm that's coming up next is not out yet, but again, this just tells me you bought it for the wrong reason. And we're not here to tell you yes or no, don't buy something, buy something. We're going to give you our opinion, and we're going to tell you kind of what we're doing. Right, we're just two idiots on the internet, just trying to struggle through our own journey and things like that. But when we got this launch, we already had interest in the next algorithm. Like, people are like, okay, well, what else can we do? And so there's a good amount of coins. Obviously, it can be efficient or not efficient with what's on there available of this current FPGA M2. But then there is the Bitstream for RDX, which is almost ready. Now, the date that I've been told is the 25th, because that's when the next batch is launching. But Maltminer may delay that, may not. But essentially, Radiant would be the next Bitstream, and more Bitstreams to come down the road. Like, the Caspa got so popular that, like, older black miner FPGAs, the F1, the F2, things like that, they did an updated Bitstream to get those to mine Caspa efficiently also. So, like, there's more Bitstreams coming down the line. I wouldn't be surprised if we can actually pull maybe even Ospreys and try to run Ospreys on the M2. So that once me and John can take some things off of our shoulders, like this, setting up this temporary build out, some internal stuff with Coastal Crypto that we're currently working on behind the scenes to get prepared for the 5 megawatt facility. We can sit down with the M2 and start playing with it. Grab a few other additional SD cards, which I would not. If you guys want to try this too, feel free to. At this point, we're going to be working with those that are having quality issues and asking for the ones with the boards back. But we've already found the path to getting to the quoted hash rate. It's very specific, being on a pool, for Caspa and things like that. But
The correct port.
Yeah,
There
the correct
are
port, all that
two
fun stuff.
available for the M2. The issue that I'm having on my end with the Bitstream and how the Bitstream was created is being, well, number one, it's not in English, right? So I got to translate everything. But figuring out and tuning the frequencies for that Bitstream has been difficult, finding the right program to open these Bitstreams. You can't just go into the SD file and open up the Bitstream and alter it. It's not a text file. So you have to have the proper like Python script writer or C++, something to be able to open these files, these Bitstreams properly, alter the code, alter the Bitstream, the frequency. So right now, most of these machines are coming out about 8,000 hertz is what they're tuned for. 8,500, I'm seeing stable with our machine at 7,576 at 8,500. Now, we also have a machine that we're running that is getting 7 to 8, but it's only showing 2 boards on the control board. So even though all 3 boards are running, I'm only seeing 2 on the GUI. So that's another issue that we're having with some of these control boards being an issue. But there is a way to overclock these. There is a way to fine tune them. They come with a very generic tune frequency for these chips. I'm trying to figure out a way so I can clearly and precisely give you guys direction on how to get into these files, alter the Bitstream and the frequency for these chips, and do it in a simple, well put together way. So just bear with me here. Like Mark said, we've got a lot going on. Once I have a good understanding myself, I will be sharing with you guys. But I mean, if anybody else is out there has experience with Python, with C++, writing Bitstreams, and can get into these Bitstreams and alter them, please share the information with the Discord server. Reach out to us. We'd love to talk to you and come together and figure out a solution for these M2s and the new batches coming out.
And keep in mind too, like we're still testing the beta firmware version of it, which gives us a little bit more access within the GUI. So that'll with the beta firmware, we can see once we're done testing, we'll put it into the Discord, and you guys can try to start utilizing that. We just don't want to throw it in there and then all of a sudden, because again, you can't read it unless you do Google Translate. Like you do the browser extension and translate everything out of it, and still you can't read some of the instructions on it as well. I don't know if you guys have seen Mining Stacker's video. He has the beta firmware on his, and it gives you a lot more access to customizing these and overclocking or undervolting. So once we have time to actually really dive into it, we'll go over that and let you guys know. And for all we know too, a week from now, once the firmware for the RDX Radiant Bitstream comes out, it may already have these features included. So, if it doesn't get it to that point, we'll be throwing it out over the RDX Bitstream as soon as we get it, or there's like an avenue of actually pulling it, and we'll just be sharing it with you guys so you guys can, go to town with it.
Give me
there you go.
I don't know if I can get it done today, but first thing in the morning, Red Panda, I'll work on getting that hooked up for you. We do have one at the castle that I can try to get powered up somehow and we'll get you access to it. It does have a back control board, so only 2 of the boards show up out of the 3, but all 3 boards do hash. But we will try to figure out a way to get you into access to that machine if somebody else doesn't jump on it before we do. But if anybody else has an M2 and wants to help out RPM and Team Redmine, please let's get this going. You know, a community strong, right?
Yeah, we'll hit you up on our group chat.
Let's go see what Fred's up to. Looks like he's working hard over here.
I know he's making some noise. You can hear it on the thing.
All right. Spin my camera.
It is not a Raspberry Pi controller. It's what kind of controller is it? What kind of control board? It's an Xilinx control board, isn't it?
Xilinx chips. That's all I can read on it. So he's actually punching out the service box to take the 2.5 inch conduit, 2-inch conduit. The struggles of being an electrician. Brought in some additional help.
How many electricians does it take to turn on a light bulb?
Pulling the cable itself is a pain. About to pop through it.
For some reason, RPM, for some reason, the files email doesn't like them. Obviously, it's probably because it deems it malicious because it's crypto mining stuff, firmware, whatever. So we'll have to find a different way. I can send them through Discord without them being flagged. So if that works too, I can send it to you that way as well. We tried a Google Drive and it flagged it. I guess the firmware or something is against Google's terms and service. But I can send you. So we have firmware uploaded on one right now. Let me see if I can send that one to you and see if you can get access to it. People have said that they can't see it.
You can't see what?
The M2 firmware that I uploaded in the Google Drive.
Oh, okay. Maybe we put it on our GitHub. Might be your solution.
Maybe. Good day, TD. Mail flash drive. Yes, let me get the postal service involved and snail mail it out. We'll get the Pony Express jived up because technology. I need your email, RPM. I can't find it right away.
Shows you how useful we are.
Yeah. Hey, we got a compliment recently saying that we're useful. I'll take that compliment.
Try to be. Oh yeah.
Cool, and I can feel it in my room.
So Fred actually has a podcast with his daughter he just started. Practical Adulting. Dad and daughter Practical Adulting.
Available on Spotify.
Hopefully soon. I listened to the first episode with Mark. I mean, I liked it. It was good stuff.
Kind of Kind of a no bullshit approach to adult relationships between fathers and daughters, however functional or dysfunctional they may be. Of course, we've got to put in there kind of life advice, tips, how to do stuff. Things that people always wanted to know how to do, but too afraid to ask. That sort of stuff. First episode is basically us just playing a card game, getting to know each other a little bit better. There's a lot of things that are divulged that I never knew about when my daughter was growing up.
The memories kids retain and the stuff that they forget, right?
Yeah.
It's the stuff that you hold on to thinking that's going to traumatize them and they don't even remember it based on the little stuff that they remember and they cherish.
There's so many things you find out about your kid that you never knew. Yep, go ahead, set it down. So yeah, check it out. We'd love to get some people to listen.
Once we get a link, I'll make sure we put it in the description down below. Whoever wants to check it out.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
All right. Never mind. I found Red Panda Mining's email. All right.
These guys have only been here for maybe 40 minutes, an hour. They've already got the conduit in, ready to run the wire. I mean, we're going through, I don't know, 8 inches worth of flooring, 10 inches worth of flooring.
Yeah, so you guys can see. It says, I'm addicted to buying E9 Pros. Are there any other machines I should buy? Antminer S19J Pro 120s, looking juicy. I would say that, at least in my opinion, the E9 Pro is the safe buy right now. ETC is looking pretty decent. The new Jasminer X16 is going to dual mine. So that's maybe another miner to look at. The Jasminer is pretty expensive, but again, their efficiency is also legit. The 120s are good. Honestly, any machine, S19, I would be looking at 100 plus T. The only thing with S19s and Bitcoin mining is, unless you've already got a decent farm, or if you're just starting to get into it, you need to drop like 30-40 grand on machines just to be competitive, to make regular payouts, to make it worthwhile, essentially, regardless of what your energy cost is. It's just the network, the halving. There's just too much in play right now on Bitcoin that you need to you need too much power to hash Bitcoin right now. All right, I can send the firmware M2 to Wolf. Maybe he can Bitstream somehow. Dude, yeah. Honestly, man, I think, I don't know. So the M2s, they run off an SD card with the firmware. So it seems like you can live chat banned my email. What the heck? Anyway, I just sent it to you from the drive, so take a look and see if you got it. Anyways, what was I saying? Are you on a delay? Like, you're just putting this stuff in right now? I said I already got the email. What was I saying? Okay, yeah. So
today.
Yeah, the firmware runs off of the SD card. It doesn't actually run off the control board. I think the control board there is literally for connection purposes only. And this is similar to like how Hive and Brains OS works on like the S19s, the new gen S19s, non-AM logic. So the Exilink, the BB control board, we have to leave the SD card in there so the machine just runs off of the SD card. I think that if we were to just take firmware from somewhere else that is compatible, basically a Bitstream that would be compatible with this machine, I think that we might be able to run it. And so we just need to try it. They're all Xilinx chips. They're Xilinx. I don't know exactly which chip it is Xilinx wise that's in the M2, but it's all Xilinx. The control board, the hash boards, all of it.
Yeah, control boards are very basic on these things. They're basically just acting as an interpreter or translator between the hash boards and the firmware on the SD card
Yeah.
and the network, obviously.
See, I don't think that the halving is just being talked about as much as it really should be. The bull market literally is around the corner, in my opinion. The halving really kicks that off. You'll see it, at least for crypto. The regular market is, stock market and real estate. Everything else is really in shambles. But crypto, I think, is going to separate itself as we get closer to this cycle. How does one forget of, if not the most important turning point of the 4-year cycle? Ouch. Yeah. What are other machines that are good buys or everything? We haven't even talked about our first time every time sale.
No, we haven't. We had a couple people vote over on Discord for what they wanted to see.
Honestly, I don't think we pulled enough people if we're going to be transparent about it.
What do you guys want?
Yeah, I'll literally run some numbers right now and see while we're on the live stream. I mean, if you guys are looking for anything particular, I know
K7, E9 Pro, S19Js under
the
2.
E9 Pro is here. I'll tell you this. So the E9 Pro is so popular. One of our suppliers has 3,000 of them still sitting. They said that if we can get a bulk order of 50, we could probably get a really good deal. And this is based on the 3.6 model. But we'd be looking probably, if we were to get 50 of them accounted for, in the neighborhood of maybe like 3 right now. That's all in. Shipped to us, all that fun stuff, $3K. So by the time we actually accumulated 50, would that be worthwhile for people? I don't know. The price right now is, it's okay. I think it could be better, but yeah, I know. Damn, 3K, that's good. I know but we need to get 50 accounted for. So
It all depends on how fast you guys can account for them.
yeah,
And we lock in funds to get that order executed. So we can do 2 first time every time sales if you want. We can do the 50 E9 Pros and see if we can get those at 3K, and then we can toss in something else if you want for like a 1-piece order. How does that sound?
okay. Well, let's do this.
We do have a new price sheet. Again, I've been super busy, haven't had a time to work the numbers up. Hopefully I'll get that done today, tomorrow, at some point. I don't know. Who knows?
We'll figure it out.
I'm getting my steps in today, that's for sure.
Somebody wanted the K7, but I don't see that. Okay. I'll figure it out. Well, I mean, I think if we can get 50 accounted for, 3K is very achievable. So we would do that all in on the price. If fuck it, let's let that be the first time every time. 50 units, get the word out. E9 Pros for $3,000. If not, it's regular pricing. And that's really it. So the way to get it is DM us on Twitter, DM me on Twitter, Coastal Crypto 11, and we will start to make the list. We need it done by Friday. The end. We need 50 units accounted for by Friday.
No rush or anything, right?
Yeah, no rush. No, I mean, I just got this information last night because we've been ordering A9s through him, building up basically a batches to get sent over. And he's like, yo, bro, if you just want to do like 50, like we can get a discounted rate and you'd be looking at this. And I'm like, yeah, well, I order them as I get them. And these people are very impatient. Excited about getting their E9 machines in. So I need them now versus, waiting a week or so to put a batch order in. So yeah, if we can do it, we need it by Friday. We need all 50 accounted for. We can see if we can do it. Otherwise, first time, every time. Yeah, just do the 50.
July, August.
Yeah, end of July, more than likely August, we can host them. $3,000 all in, no taxes, none of that. Just that's it.
Crypto moves faster, guys.
Yeah.
PayPal's killing us. The banks are killing us.
Yeah, they are, dude. PayPal. We may have to increase our freaking the processing fee that we pass on to you guys when it comes to charging through PayPal, because they're increasing the rate on us. Still trying to figure it out because they do a percentage plus it's like 50 to 80 cents per transaction per thousand. These credit card processing companies are a fucking scam. Like, I'm just so tired of it.
Yeah.
Yes,
well,
bingo.
We can kind of go into that a little bit if you want, Mark. The recent issue that we've been having. So we use Kraken as our main exchange, right? We've been unbanked by Wells Fargo, PNC, Bank of America, a lot of the major banks, because we use Kraken, and we prefer Kraken over Coinbase because Coinbase just wants you to sign over your firstborn son and blood sample and all this other stuff. But we've been using Crow as well, and Mark's account and my account, mine right now is okay, but Mark's has been restricted very heavily using his CRO account because we've been moving funds that way between our bank and Novo and Kraken. So it's been crypto makes our life so much easier and helps us move the transactions a lot faster. When you pay with PayPal, it takes at least 2 to 3 days for us to move funds after PayPal releases them. And we don't know when sometimes it's immediate, sometimes it's a week for PayPal to release funds. So crypto makes the world go faster. I don't know.
PayPal imposes a limit of how much we can actually transact during a given month. Luckily, the limit is slowly increasing, but that also is turning around, increasing some of the fees that they charge to us to process transactions. But so, every month we do, let's say, just to give an example, 100K worth of sales through PayPal. And then after that, they start holding funds. And the minimum hold in most cases is like 21 days. Sometimes we can get by 7, but it's very rare. 7 business days once we break that limit. And typically we hit that limit about halfway through the month in most cases when it comes to sales with PayPal, just to give some clarity of transparency or whatever it is. And so then once those funds are actually released, right? So during the first half of the month, most of the time we really don't have too much of an issue. It's like, okay, just move it. It takes a few business days to get it from PayPal into our regular bank account, and then from our bank account into transferring it to Crow or another avenue of liquid, because we got to basically wire it to one of these exchanges, flip it into USDT, and then send it off to our supplier, because in China, all they do is they deal in crypto, right? So when you guys go and talk to somebody or you're trying to buy from Gold Shell, what do they use? They use crypto. So fun times.
If you're trying to get into crypto and you're a miner, use crypto. That's why we're mining it, right? That's why we're trying to secure the network to use it. Let's keep the trend going. It makes our life easier, makes your life easier, speeds up the process. I mean, we're paying Murray and Sons crypto, so we're a crypto company. So let's focus on crypto payments.
Yeah. Shame on you guys for wanting to use fiat.
And to use PayPal.
Yeah, right. Well, that's on us. I mean, the PayPal was the only company that actually took us in as a credit card processor. We found another one, but they were charging like 15% just to charge to do credit card processing for us, which is ridiculous. But yeah, no. So as a crypto company, there are a lot of struggles, and it seems now like it's getting worse as time goes on. Obviously, the government's not really friendly when it comes to crypto agencies right now, or crypto in general. But these companies are going into more detail. So it's not even just our name anymore that is really throwing the red flags. Like they're asking, what is your business doing? How do you get your clientele? Where's the word getting out? Things like that. So they're asking other probing questions, digging deeper to figure out, okay, well, what do you guys actually do as a crypto company, or not as a company in general? And we have to sit here and explain to we have to explain it to Coinbase, of all people, of all companies. We have to explain it to Coinbase, like, look, we're a reseller, we're a host provider, and we mine crypto. Like, why do we have to explain to you, a crypto company, especially a shady one at most? Like, I mean, they're a double-edged sword, honestly. Coinbase.
Yeah, their last question kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. They were probing us for what we were mining, and not just us. It sounded like they were asking for us to divulge information from our clients, and we just didn't feel comfortable doing that. That's not our business to tell you guys what to mine, and it's not their business to know what you guys are mining unless you want to divulge it. It's your crypto, it's your machines. We just plug them in for you. So we've kind of left that conversation open-ended with Coinbase right now, because just we don't feel breaking that trust between us and you guys, Coastal Crypto and the customers. Just, it's not in the cards. We don't want to do that. You guys trust us, you follow us, we appreciate the support. I don't want to betray that and be telling some shady company what you guys are mining at our facility. I don't like it. That's none of their business. It isn't.
Well, and it's not that shady might have been the wrong word, but double-edged sword definitely is not is the right meaning, is what I meant for Coinbase. Like, they're pioneering and trying to get regulatory pathway, in the United States, and yay, whatever. But they're a good learning tool for those that are new and coming into the scene and things like that. But on the opposite side, like, their executives have done some shitty trades, some very sketchy things. Like, they are no more better than the SEC themselves. We thought it would maybe be easier to deal with them because they do deal with a lot of crypto companies with their e-commerce platform and accepting crypto payments. But going through the onboarding process, which we said we started 2 streams ago or something like that. So at this point, we're well past a month in trying to get onboarded with Coinbase as a company, and we still have no account with them. As John said, they're asking for details as to what's being mined, where, with who, how, all that fun stuff, which we, basically being extremely vague with them. We mine Bitcoin. That's all we mine. That's it. Stop asking these questions. Like, we're done answering questions like this. And We may not even have an account with them.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. So what's the fees like on Kraken, buying and withdrawing? They are expensive. Withdrawing, not so much. It's like $4 if you want to do a wire. But converting it really hits our bottom line. Like, let's say you send us Litecoin, as a payment, or Bitcoin as a payment. And obviously you're dealing with machines, a couple $1,000s, right? To transfer it or convert it into USDT so we can send it off to China, to our supplier, so we can get the machines inbound. It's at least 100, couple hundred, just depending on the size, the transaction. Like the Kraken's fees suck. They have since day one, since we've been with them, but it's been a part of business. And so we are trying to minimize, the fees that are involved in this so we can get our prices lower. That's why we did a while ago, we reduced the discount code, or the discount that we give out to our affiliates on YouTube and things like that, to down to 2%, for their discount code to work, because we're just overall reduced our prices to offset having that discount out there. So that's why I pay $30 to subscribe to Coinbase. Way less fees. We can't even get an account with them as a business. Like, they may have great fees, but we don't have access to that. Uh-oh. John's screwing around with the camera. But yeah, no. So we're struggling with Coinbase. Crypto.com just emailed me today saying that, and I've been dealing with them for a month. They've had my account locked up for a month, and they had a bunch of questions about our crypto business and things like that. And I finally just got access to, buying and selling again, which is cool, I guess. I don't know if I even want to use them anymore. But yeah. What, dude? So I went back and watched your stream yesterday, Red Panda, and you're like, first off, we didn't troll you, okay? We did not do any of the such, no baiting, none of that. We put in our Discord as you were streaming, and we said, has anybody seen the website as of recently? And then I think somebody posted in yours, like, go check out Coastal Crypto right now. Yeah, but I don't know. I thought it would be funny just to post the machine out there. We obviously were not expecting any pre-orders whatsoever, but the pre-order that is there, if anybody does actually trigger it, it is for one or more. So it just depends on the price that comes out from Bitmain. And once you lock in 69,420, it's how many ever machines can get that amount. So good luck.
I'm trying here, guys.
It's John's first gimbal.
Thing's overheating and it's not working. So I guess I'm back to holding the camera by hand.
Oh well.
It is what it is. It's a light phone, so we're not too worried about it. Little shaky, so I apologize.
Yeah, I can't believe that Bitmain got everybody so riled. Why is everybody so riled up with Caspa not being GPU mineable? Like, why is everybody so upset? I don't understand. Like, I put a post out on Twitter basically saying, were GPU miners just as upset when Bitmain's machine started popping on Ethereum and ETC?
Or on a rail, whatever I can get it. So whatever you guys want to do for wiring, I'll figure out the mounting. Okay.
So we put the junction box up high and come out with the cordage and then drop it to the top of the PDUs.
Okay.
You need to tie wrap it to the top of is your shelf coming out this way or is it doing this?
Go on the length using the windows. Yeah, I mean, eventually it's going to be the one, just to start, and then as we turn more machines on, we'll be adding more. You know, the 6 foot tall PDU.
What's up?
Yeah, you're holding it upside down. Yeah, that should be double. So each two should be 20, I believe.
Well, we're looking for some stuff.
They're custom made for us. No paperwork.
Yeah, no, of course not.
I mean, they're nice PDUs. They have a digital readout for what you're pulling, your amperage and your watts. It's what 20.
It's a single 20, so it's not, it's either 240 per or it's 120 per. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
We specifically asked for 240 per.
All right, so all breakers control all four. One leg, one controls one leg, one controls the other.
Okay.
That's what I'm assuming. We're gonna find out.
Crack it open.
So what we'll do is we'll mount our box.
Okay.
We'll just strap the cordage over to the shelf, and then, I mean, if we could put, how wide's the shelf? 8 foot.
Yeah. How wide is the shelf? I don't know. Ask RPM. He's got the same shelves at his shop. RPM. How wide are these shelves?
Aren't they 36 inches?
Let's see.
Isn't it like 2.5 feet?
77 by 24 by 78 high. In centimeters, so 1.95 meters by 60.9 centimeters by 1.98 meters.
For those in Canada, the Canadians. All right. So, do you think the price of CAS will crash with the heavy amount of ASICs going online? I don't think so. The recent pump that we've had nothing to do with Bitmain. I firmly believe that, but
This looks like it's set up for a free-fall.
machines are going to be coming online.
So we have 3 buses.
They're doing electrical math now. No, I don't think that we have seen the effect of Bitmain yet. I think that testing units are online now, and obviously hash rate has adjusted for that. I don't know if it's exactly what John was saying earlier, about 50 or so. It's probably not that many. But no, I don't think that we're going to see another pump is what I feel might happen. And this isn't financial advice or anything like that. And then as the machines get ready to deploy, so anytime between August and 2024, basically, because we know how Bitmain works, we will then at that point see a dump. You know, this is the history of what Bitmain does as a market maker. So I don't think that we've seen the effect of Bitmain yet. Like, the announcement is here. They have a few units testing, right? A good handful of units testing. And then as they start to put more on, burning in hash boards, things like that, we will then see a pump, and then the deployment of machines and the dump. So, again, not financial advice. This is just my thoughts, my opinion as to what actually might take place. So I honestly don't think Bitmain has manipulated anything yet. That is yet to come. It's just starting. But I like Red Panda Mining's thought process. Caspa will hold its own. Won't be like Kadena. I could be wrong. Kadena's dead. Honestly, in my opinion, Caspa, as long as the TPS rolls through, it should hold its own because that is relevant. That's in the scene. Visa, MasterCard, like it literally would compete, and or they would be attracted to utilizing blockchain like that. Yes, E9 Pros and customs. Guys, I know we're all excited about getting machines in and everything like that. Bitmain missed their delivery dates like normal. And as we get them in, we push them out. I get asked this question at least 5 times a day by 5 different people every single day. So, where did you post the thing about? We literally have an electrician doing electrical work here, guys. So do you have a question electrical wise? Everybody's looking at the Polygon network, though, honestly. Didn't Mastercard say? Yeah, they did say that. But also financing right now is anti-crypto, so they could change their mind. No one's implemented Polygon at all. And 2, trying to find that one question. You're muted, John.
Doing electrical math, trying to figure out the new PDU. How it's wired internally without taking it apart. We're gonna test it out.
Oh, okay.
So let's do this.
Is it for?
It'll take 3 8 what?
It'll take 3 phase, 220. But you're only going to get 120 volts per phase.
Unless you feed it with
if you fed it with 480 or 415, then you would get you 220. Yes, on one leg. You get one.
That's a lot for one leg.
Yeah, but that's the way. I guess that's the way they're doing it. China.
Yeah.
You know, so and the machine may inside itself have a way of converting that.
Right.
Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to wire it up for what we have with three phases, a neutral and ground, and we'll see what happens. We'll plug in, try one machine out. If that doesn't work, then we can modify. We might have to modify the guts, either that or go back to the other PDU.
Okay.
The one that we
and leave these ones for the 5
the one that we built and leave these for, because the 480 second. So we're going to use 480 for some of our stuff. We're going to use 240 for some of our stuff. So this is a good test to see if, because we got those 600 amp drops. You got 6 of those. Each of those is 240, but each line is 120 volts. So you got 120, 120, which makes your 240.
Right.
So line 1, line 2, line 3, line 1 and line 2, 120, line 2 and line 3, 120. And usually line 2 and line 1 are like 208 because you have a high leg.
Okay.
Then
we're starting, getting delta Y versus whatever the other.
Right. But either way, if you line it up phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, it should work just fine. So we'll see what happens.
We're figuring it out.
So we did get a question of what's the best wire size for a 30 amp circuit that's running 16 amps continuously.
How many amps? 30?
30 amp, yeah. So a 30 amp breaker, and they're going to be running 16 amps continuously, so half the load.
Hold on, let me chase them downstairs. So they just left. Fred, continuous load, 16 amps. They're running a 30 amp breaker. What gauge wire should they be using?
Continuous load.
Continuous load,
16 amp, 10 gauge wire.
10 gauge wire. There you go. There's your answer. 10 gauge wire, minimum.
Minimum.
30, that's 30. Yeah, I mean, it's pulling 16. They could get away with number 12, but not on a continuous load either.
10 gauge, guys.
That'd be 10-3, right?
Yeah, from the electrician's mouth. He said, would you typically feel, as he was walking down the stairs, I don't know if you heard him, typically what you'd find in your house would be 12 gauge, but if you're running a continuous load, go to 10.
Bingo, bango. There you go. Okay, continuous lead requires a wire of 1.25 times whatever an intermediate load would be according to all the research I've done. Look at you with the research. I think I have 8. I have 8.3 at the house for my 30 amp. I went bigger because I felt like I was probably going to go to 50 at some point.
You're also in Arizona. It's hotter,
Yeah.
So the ambient temperature is going to add to the thermal temperature of the cable as you're running resistance through with electricity.
Yeah, don't do that either. Honestly, I mean, when you're putting things in there to be safe, so you're doing your 10 gauge, obviously you can run, your 5,700 watts continuously, regular, through the wire. I went bigger just to be on the safe side, and I ended up not being safe about it, and I was running probably 125% more watts through the actual gauged wire during the winter than I was supposed to be. Yeah. Yes, it's hot. I cannot believe it's so hot right now already. But yeah, no, we just turned off, at least here at the house. We had probably four server cases full of GPUs on Caspo. We just turned those off. Still mining some Radiant in preparation for the Bitstream on the M2. So yeah, I would definitely do 8 gauge, 8.3 if you're going to be getting closer to that 30 amp. I'm sure the electrician will say you're fine with what he said, 10.3.
Yeah,
but bigger is always safer. So just keep that in mind.
I mean, residential is a little more straightforward than what we're dealing with. We're in commercial, going industrial complex using high-powered PDUs. So the issue that we're having right now is, these PDUs are set up for 3-phase and a neutral. And what he was saying is the way that a lot of these PDUs have been set up that we've seen come out of China and that are crypto built is that you have here. Let me go over to the PDU actually. This might make it simpler. Let's move my camera around here. Camera. All right, so we have 3 phases, right? And what we're doing is it's a hot, neutral, and a ground. So hot, neutral, ground. Is the way this is wired up with 3-phase. So if you're running this PDU will take 380, 415, 220, 204. It'll take all those 3-phase powers into it, but the leg is going to determine how much power each machine is getting. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? Were you guys able to see it?
Yeah, I mean your camera picture was clear.
I got the whole crew in here now.
Uh-oh. Well, yeah, here comes the hard part where we actually have to hook up the PDU.
So, I mean, it's heavy gauge stuff. I mean, the wire that they're running is probably as thick as my thumb. When we're talking 2-watt, not 2-gauge, 2-watt wire, 3-aught wire. 5/8 thick. I mean, this is thick stuff we're pushing through this building to get this rack up and running.
And we're literally only doing like 1-2 racks in there. Like and we have to use this kind of wiring just to get it to go.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't want to. I mean, this is like I was saying earlier. This is a wood structured building. We don't want to burn down the guy's facility. So we're doing it right.
Yeah.
It's not like we're in our steel building over at the castle or the 5 megawatt facility, which is concrete and metal.
Which we should probably do like a live stream there too.
Yeah, once I get there, I mean, it's a little bit of a drive for me to get down there. I mean, eventually I will be commuting there every day, but as of right now, where trying to get my kids settled for summer break, it's been a little bit difficult to get down there. But we will do a full facility tour and let you guys kind of see the lay of the land and how things will be laid out there. Now, where we're talking classes and meet and greets and all sorts of fun stuff at this new facility.
Yeah, I'd like to get Austin out there and talk ASIC repair and kind of just go over some things, set up, all that fun stuff. One day.
Right around the corner. Right around.
Yeah. Do you guys got anything else?
Yeah, we got to start getting wrapped up here. So if you have questions, 8 can handle up to 50 amps, so you're beyond good. Yep.
Yeah, no, copper. Which copper is expensive. Damn price won't go down.
I mean, so the PDU cable that we're running, it is 2.5 rubber PD flex cable. It is what, $17 a foot, $11 a foot.
The 2.5 is 17 is what we paid. And it's like this.
And they bring it up. I mean, it's heavy enough. We got to bring it up in the elevator. I ain't carrying it up the stairs. It's not here yet, so it's still downstairs in the loading dock.
Can someone come over and run 5 times 30 amps? Our electrician's on retainer, so we'll ask him.
we pay. He gets a crypto allowance to play with. I mean, they're keeping it clean up here. I mean, it's the biggest concern was keeping historical factor of this building intact and not offsetting what was here. So they're being careful. They're doing it right. Like everything else we do, it's up to code. So I'm happy to get this rack built, and everything up and running for them and for our customers. I wonder what's behind that door, though. haven't that's private storage, I guess.
Oh, okay.
There is a Wi-Fi mesh in this whole building, which is nice.
Oh, nice.
So for one E9 Pro, can I make it happen?
He's talking about Red Panda making his 8x10 shed. Yeah, well, if you guys don't have any other questions, I think we're gonna wrap it up here. The first time every time sale. Let's try to get 50 units of E9s. Do it at 3K. If we get 50 accounted for, pull the trigger. Need funds by Friday, so hit us up via DM. And yeah, you got anything else?
I'm good. I'm gonna get back to work here. I got a shelf to build and start putting together Ethernet cables and all that fun stuff. I've been slacking, walking around during the live stream. I should have been working.
Well, to answer everybody's questions about the E9, they're in customs. We have more on the way. Stop asking. And from there, yeah. And this also, just not to prolong this, but this just shows like how popular the E9 is that we have so many orders in place that they're coming in these batches. So it's not just like the same person always asking. This is different people are asking constantly. Where's the E9? Where's the E9? Where's the E9? Does code RPM work or not? Yeah, for 2%. RPM 2% off. It does not work on this first time every time sale. So 3K is the all-in price. So
yeah, no stacking codes.
That's where they hide the bodies.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're out.
Later.